What the fuck is what is happening? Now what? Welcome back, Rich Nation. My name is AJ, and today we're going to be continuing GNOSIA episode 10. If you're new or if you have somehow not subscribed yet, think about subscribing to the channel. I would appreciate it. You can also check out these episodes early and uncut over on my Patreon, patreon.com/ajrich123. That link is down below, and let's go ahead and start. So are we going to be GNOSIA? Are we going to be human? Oh, it's been a second since Setsu's actually been right there. Okay, what's with the hair and the boobs? Wait, there's boobs? Just boobs? What is happening? Even the voice has changed. The only thing I could think of here is if this is based on a game, maybe you can play different gender, like you can be like what you want to be. So maybe we're gonna get multiple, like, I guess that, like, and if there's like separate realities and stuff like that, then I guess it would make sense. Like anything could happen, but that didn't even like come into my brain of being like switching genders through a loop. That didn't like register in my brain. But that's kind of cool. I mean, it kind of flips things a bit and it changes things, but man, that came out of nowhere. So we're coin flipping on what I am every single time I loop. You wake up, oh shit, I got boobs. Crazy. Yeah, I didn't even think that would have been a possibility. I am so confused right now. Are we gonna simp for the main character too? Okay, so there's two. And mostly the normal, but less. Oh, okay, Guardian or not Guardian Angel, the two people. Charming, we've seen him not show up before. That seems to be like, he's definitely a personality, but it seems to be like his go-to thing. It must be like a regular thing that can happen. Oh yeah, there's that too. What? Why did you say it like that? Like totally. I'm so thrown off, but yeah, we had the guard duty obviously, and then that horror show happened. But the big factor that I was seeing with that was like they went against the grain with some of the stuff that they normally do with like the voting and stuff, and that feels like when you go off of like, I don't know, when you stop doing what you're supposed to do with that, I feel like shit can go crazy. That makes me worried to hell if you're not like following the guideline, like the normal stuff they do with the meetings and the times. I don't know, like I guess we technically had a delayed meeting before in the very beginning, but I don't know. I would like try to, I'm just worried we're gonna get another horror show. Oh no. You're gonna have some people probably acting a little bit different. Yeah. I'm sure I've looked stupid before. What? What the fuck happened here? Wait a second. Okay, so we know different realities are different, like, and things can change, but in the horror one, we saw him react that way when, like, he was when something horrible happened at the end, but also he remembered like somebody in the past, and it was not showing like exactly what they looked like. But I didn't think, wouldn't you have thought we would have seen this type of reaction between these two if the person, the girl that he was recalling that like follows him and everything was SQ, which would be insane and actually would make me kind of sad about it, because even though SQ is definitely, a character, I might like her a bit. So like I didn't even think about that as a possibility, but what if she's like the one that tortured him and shit? That would be pretty fucked up. But they're making it seem like that. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think in the comments, and subscribe if you haven't. Huh?
皆まで言うな、皆まで言うな。私も一緒に覗いてあげるから。さ、違うってば。本当にそうなんじゃなくて。
We're getting a fan service episode? Is that what?
何をやってるんだ。
Is that?
ラッキーよ。
性別に関係なく覗きは立派な犯罪だぞ。突き出されたいのかい。い
や、違う。そうじゃなくて。
This is so odd seeing like them in normal clothes.
頭が硬いと言うんだ。犯になればわかるよ。性別なんて大した問題じゃないって。
それはそうかもしれないけど。
なんだい？
いや、言いたいのはそういうことじゃなくて、どうしてこんなことが起きるのかって。
ループはなぜ起きている？
それは銀の鍵が。
その通り。次の問題だ。銀の鍵はなぜ君をループさせる？
人の知識や情報を
Yeah. So, yeah. Before they answer, like, I'm just gonna say what I think. Like, it would make sense. Actually, I really like how they broke that down, because it would make sense that, like, if they were trying to get information about people and everything, and you're the main target of it, to get the best interaction, I guess changing genders and giving you it would put you in different situations. And since it's a different change every single time, not just genders now, but like in the sense of realities and the people you interact with and the situation, you're going to get every single possibility. So if they're trying to get all the information possible, that's a good way of doing it. It makes sense.
知識や情報は彼らの生存に必要な食料だ。本能でどこにあるか察知できても不思議ではない。
じゃあここにループできたのは偶然じゃなく、
おそらく銀の鍵が送り込んだ世界線には得るべき情報や知識があるんだ。しかもそれはその姿でないと得られない。だからそうなっている。そう考えるのが自然だろう。
ラキオ、ありがとう。
Rakio's actually very helpful in this situation. But they actually are being, this is the nicest I've seen them be.
このジョナスの話を。
有名な船の乗組員だったと聞いたので、聞いてみたいなって。
So maybe Yuri like this can get more information because they're a girl in this scenario.
はい、
ではまずかつていかにして宇宙に出るようになったのか、そこから話すとしようか。
Huh? That's really weird. Are they trying to get the same information like as Yuri? Like if they listen in like that, can they fill it up by just listening like that as well? It actually kind of like helps them out a bit because they're listening to what the work Yuri's doing right now with this. But we also know that both of them are trying to get information the same way. So if you can just listen into somebody else's work and conversation, you could fill that up as well. I didn't even think about that. But why do it without talking to Yuri about it though? I don't know. I might be overthinking that one.
何かね。
ククルシカについて教えてくれませんか？
なぜだ。
いえ、すごく美しいなって思って。
なぜ君がククルシカのことを知っている？
Oh.
合わせた覚えはないが。
Krushka's not in this reality, so
このループでは僕はククルシカに
yeah, like
まさか倉庫に。
そうか。
the storage.
これ以上話すことはない。
あ、ジョナスさん。
Something about Krushka could be in the storage that we saw for a small amount of time in a previous episode. It's the same spot I'm thinking.
いや、シャーミンの説得に手間取っていてね。申し訳ないけど、あと1時間会議の開始を延期したいんだ。
俺におねだりするときは熱いベーゼと言ったはずだぜ。
だから何度も言っただろ。私は
Oh, okay. So Yuri can do it now. In the sense, maybe flirt or something. Oh, boy.
僕、いや、私じゃダメかな。
ああ？
私があなたの要求に応える。その代わりに会議に出てほしい。ユーリ、何言ってるんだ。どう？
ヒュー、本気で言ってんのか。頭おかしいんじゃねえのか。ベーゼだぜベーゼ、しかもディープだ。
ああ、わかった。
Sometimes you gotta sacrifice.
場合によっちゃそれだけじゃ済まねえかもしれねえぞ。
Oh, fuck.
にこんなこと言うのは無理難題を言って自分をコールドスリープに選ばせたいからでしょ。
は、なめられたもんだな。俺はな、自分さえ良ければ何でもいいんだよ。そこでみんなのためとかクソみてえなこと言う軍人さんと違ってな。
Okay, so by getting Yuri learned from the last time they had that conversation.
私が行く。説はみんなのところに。
本当に入ってくるとはな。
言ったでしょ。
Okay, so Setsu's still not
いい
leaving.
だろう。脱げよ。
シャーミン、君はグノーシアなんだよね。
はあ？
君はグノーシアだけど、みんなに嘘をついて騙すようなことはしたくない。けど仲間のグノーシアを裏切るのも嫌で迷っている。違う？
Wow.
ベーゼだ。約束だろ。なんだ？俺が本気じゃねえとでも思ったか？言ったろ。俺のプレーは激しい。
Okay.
Understand?
信じろ。
This is actually the first kiss for the show. And it's gonna be Sha Ming?
シャーミンは本気でそんなことをするやつじゃない。ただ自分の本心に触れられるのが怖いんだ。みんなに嫌われることでそれを隠してるんだ。それに触れるには。
And the more you get to know the people on here, the more it's actually going to be useful for you for every scenario, because you're going to know, because we had interactions with him before, Yuri is able to interact a certain way and know what he's thinking. That's what's really helping in this situation. Like if we had not gone through that scenario before, then Yuri would have had no idea what to do here, and it probably would have turned out bad. So this is actually really helping.
決して。
いつまで強がってんだよ。
決して。
いいぜ。そこまで言うなら後悔させてやるよ。俺みたいなやつを信じたことを。
Yeah. That they're not gonna do, like he's not gonna do anything. But we also know there's fucking horror. We've seen a horror scenario before, so who knows?
嘘。嘘。
Oh man. No, I think it's gonna be fine. Yeah, it's gonna be fine.
せやがんのも大概にしろっつうのは。
あんなにドキドキして、あんなに怖いんだ。
なんだ？
Though that, you know, that is an actual good representation and presentation of, like, even, I mean, it hasn't been confirmed he's a GNOSIA, but I agree with Yuri here. It does really feel like that. So because of that, we've seen it many times, but it's nice to be, like, shown their personality doesn't change regardless if they're a GNOSIA or not. Like, they're still themselves in most ways. And we're really seeing pretty much everything Yuri said is true on everything that he kind of hides there. And he like, Yuri knew deep down, like, it was going to be fine there, right? Like, but still scared, obviously, because you're putting yourself in the weirdest position. Like, one episode ago, I would have never thought that was even a possibility. But, oh no. No, is this another horror thing? SQ or what the fuck is what is happening? Now what? What the fuck is that? I fucking knew it. But this also could have been SQ because of that interaction. Oh, what the? What is happening? No!
でもさっきレムナを飲み込んでいたのは、それは
やっぱりだ。
Or Setsu was trying to figure something out.
クルシカがみんなを殺す世界線を経験したことがあるんだ。それでジョナスの言動をループのたびにチェックしてて、倉庫に何かありそうって。
Oh.
クルシカ。
クルシカ。
なんだ？死体かよ。
違う。これは人形だよ。
So that's what was in storage.
間違いない。これが何か教えて。
I'm waiting for those eyes to open. Oh God.
ジョナス様が大事にされている人形です。亡き最愛の人、アーリャ様の面影があると。
Late beloved.
これは動くの？
いいえ。ですが人形はもう一体あり、そちらは動きます。
So they're both dolls. Okay.
ルーアンから避難するとき、乗船に間に合わず。
そうか。つまり乗船に間に合わなかったときは、ここにいる動かない一体だけ。
Okay. So when she's not on the ship, that's another thing to factor in. There's things that change when certain people don't make, like, the ship. Things can change that way too. But in this case, if she's not there, then there's an inanimate doll that can be on board. And now we know that makes me think Jonas is even more dangerous than them. Does that mean that he is the cause of this? But I'm telling you, everyone kind of seemed, a couple people seem suspicious here.
それより避難してください。今館内は年金が移動していて。
年金
Slime
コメッ
mold.
ト様が誤ってコールドスリープのカプセルに入ってしまわれたのです。ジョナス様がすぐに出したのですが、
Accidentally?
コメット様の年金は宿り主が死んだと勘違いしたようで。
Oh.
年金が新たな宿主。
That's what it is. I didn't even think about the mold. Like, I remember commenting on when the mold was introduced, and I thought, oh, like, can you not touch her then or something? I would think that would be deadly and you would have to be really careful with that. Okay, so that's when the mold showed up, because holy shit, every situation is everything. Oh, man. Some things you just can't guess, but they do give you a little bit to make this actually connect. It's just going to ruin without comment there. It will get everybody.
有利のやるべきことをやって。
This is bad. No, I mean, I thought horror scenario. Of course we get another one.
お二人はメディカルポットへ。入り次第、船内の空気をすべて排出洗浄し、 年金を死滅させます。
At least it's possible.
あんたはどうするんだ。
どうかご心配なさらず。いいから急いで。シャーミン。
ヘイステラ、空気を戻した後でユーリだけが目覚めるようにできねえ。
What?
可能は可能ですが。
Oh, because
つうわけで一つよろしく。
yeah, because Shaming's a GNOSIA.
せっかく助かったのに今度はグノーシアとバカし合いとか。さすがにそりゃないだろう。
Man, he really is kind of a good guy.
シャーミン。
I mean, I think a lot of them are, but there's also some really bad people hidden in too, I think. Well, Krushka, that just make that fucking horror. That was just a horror show. But I wonder why show the SQ thing with, oh man, I can't help but keep thinking about that. But something that's kind of like surprising here, really, but not surprising at the same time. Something we've been learning about GNOSIA is, as we saw from the Krushka, that event where we saw, oh, who was it? I forgot. It was one of the GNOSIA that like literally helped out Yuri, regardless of them being a GNOSIA. I think it was Gina, and it does. And we've seen GNOSIA still be themselves and be regardless if they're GNOSIA or not, which makes me think there's got to be a scenario where like, is our GNOSIA really that bad? Like, are they like? It's kind of odd when we see it like that, because even in this case, Shaming is still themselves in some way, and they're willing to sacrifice themselves the same way we would see some humans do. But there are some humans that wouldn't. So, like, it's really, really crazy to just, I mean, there's a lot to think about.
悪い。どうしても体が当たっちまうわ。あんま気にすんな。いくら俺でも
I feel like this is like a romance scenario.
だから君のいろんな顔を知ってる。
Huh.
乙女をかわいそうに思う顔、みんなを思う顔。
そういうのには乗らねえ主義なんだ。俺はさ、クソみたいな辺境の惑星で知性化されたボノボに囲まれて育ったんだよ。
What the hell is that?
賢くて力持ちでさ、何より気のいい連中だったんだよ。でもどこぞのお偉いさんの気に障ってな、みんな処分されちまった。
That's kind of sad.
なのに俺は何もできず、自分を責めるだけでこのありさ。
So he was like the only human there?
本当にクソだ。俺も世界も本当にクソだ。
それでも笑顔でいられる未来はどこかにある。僕はそう思う。
だから言ってんだろ。そういう上っついたその場限りの嘘が俺は嫌いだ。
We did get one with Comet last episode, but Yuri didn't really show as much. Maybe Yuri wasn't like as romantic. Like, it was more from Comet, more so. In this, like, Yuri's going all in. Like, this is very, very romantic. And I honestly, I think this might be the best one so far when it comes to, like, if we're saying romance and like stuff, it's been the closest. I mean, we've gotten some feelings like that, especially in the beginning with Setsu. It was really feeling like that. It feels like late Setsu seems to like either love Yuri or something. It's very close. And then there's times where like maybe they haven't filled it in as much and they're not as close, but this feels pretty romantic. How does everybody have like in the game, does everybody have a romance like chance? Like you can kind of like a lot of visual novels where everybody's got a route. I like, so I'm guessing this is this is his route or whatever. But you have to be a female, I guess, to do this route. That's what it's seeming like.
クソ年金に絡まれる地獄だったのによ。一瞬でヘブンになっちまったじゃねえか。
It's kind of sweet, honestly.
お前のせいだぜ。マイエンジェル。
Wow. So SQ was the other one, and we've seen SQ be like, when SQ's a GNOSIA, it does feel like it kind of radiates So maybe that's why, like, that's probably why Remen, I can't say his name correctly, but Remnin or whatever was like freaking out because maybe it was another scenario where like he was thinking it was like that. It was just reminding him of a previous person, of that previous person we saw in that other episode. I'm still like not convinced that could be somebody we know on this or somebody that's going to be introduced later, because they don't really show it. And if you really looked with a different haircut, it could have been SQ. Why didn't... What is happening here? Yeah, why are you half naked? Oh, so he saved them. Yeah, right! What is this ending? And if there's two GNOSIA, then... The last thing Yuri said right there, that there is a world line that exists where everyone's happy, which makes me think, when I think of that, I think like true ending, like the best ending possible, possible or whatever. Like in a visual novel, it's usually like the true ending. But the cool thing about VNs normally is it's like everybody has their own like preference. There might be a true ending, but some people would prefer like a side ending or a route with a certain person. It's kind of got like a taste for, a kind of thing for everybody. And we're seeing that, and I hope we keep getting these romance ones, because one, we're getting to know the characters really well. Let's get one with SQ. Let's get one with SQ. I want SQ and I want one with SQ and Setsu soon, because I think those would be pretty good. But I really, really am enjoying like these. Even one like this, I never expected that. But in the grand scheme of things, if you're able to like, choose like a gender in the game and do all that, then that would make complete sense on like showing those scenarios. And you have to be a certain gender to, to get something out of somebody, like in the sense of information or to be close or have a chance to romance them. So Yuri switching genders through loops makes sense, honestly. I like that. It's a different perspective. I don't know. That's why I was like, I'm confused. Yuri's hot. What is happening? No, I just like, it's very, I like that. It's really cool. I hope that, honestly, I hope that continues. I think that's kind of a cool thing. And this episode really showed also that the Krushka thing is not like a one-off. Like horror scenarios can happen or things can seem bad and it could turn out good, like this one. I think the Krushka one is a true horror one because you get a legitimate worst ending we've seen. This one seemed more like a fun one, like not a bad one at all, and you still kind of win. So it's not bad at all, but I'm curious what every single one of these like what all these loops are gonna be. It just feels like there's so many possibilities. How long is this game? Like, I feel like there's so many characters, and if each character has like a romance spot, and then they're all like separate loops, and then on top of like weird ones that don't even have, we've had a bunch that don't even have romance, and it's just like craziness. There's got to be like a million choices, which is I love VNs and games and stuff that gives me lots of routes and choices to be with people and stuff. I find that fun. So I honestly will be playing this game after whenever this anime ends. I think it would just be fun. There's got to be, I'm sure that we're not going to get everything in the anime. So anyway, I talked a lot in this. This is probably 38 minutes. I just love talking on. There's so much to talk on with this type of show. I get so into it. If you guys are new, subscribe, smash that like button, hit that notification bell. Definitely check out the Patreon if you want to watch the much longer uncut version of this and everything else I do, exclusive shows. That link is down below. It's a way to support the channel. It's a way I can do more of these type of things and take more chances. To give myself more time to take more chances. with shows like this that I have no information on, or you never know if people are going to watch or not too. So it's really kind of cool too. So definitely check out the Patreon. It really helps. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.